another way. Well, for Yulun, I understand it's, but Aaron, do you sit there or it is not possible?
I didn't today.
Huh?
I didn't today because I was kind of running all over the place.
Okay, okay. I don't know. It happens always that those who know things come and those who are target audience are not always here. So we are here to verbally chat a little bit about the upcoming. Yes?
Oh, no, I was just going to make one comment. So Fatima is looking into her band out calculations, and there's no par charge files. You need to modify the in-car for the par charge to the correct energy range so the par charge files come out. That will help the band out calculation.
She agrees. Good. So I don't know if we will be allowed to use this room until the beginning of the next year. So maybe it is the last meeting of the year. Although even do you travel to Wisconsin?
Not next week. So I'll be here next week.
Okay. So we may either skip all meetings until the beginning of the next year, or maybe we need to conduct them in other room. I will update you. But at any time I will happily provide update of group activity, what has been submitted, accepted, rejected, and so forth. But and we may want to make another turn of updates from everyone on research activity as time allows. But the top priority is Sanibel. Did you submit your abstracts?
Not yet.
Okay, I was expecting so. John, did you submit anything?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay, that's fine. Who did register? Okay, good. So I'm going to repeat very basic, like kindergarten level things for those who didn't arrive today here, but there could be indefinite number of newcomers who will try to come and then reject, or who will come and stay. So from between 1 and 4. And they are seriously considering to go to Sanibel conference, and for them it will be for the first time, and for some of them it will be first conference in life. So I would like to just go over things once again in details. And many things are repetitions here. So here is what we did last time. So until the 7 minutes 44 seconds it is update on Sanibel, and then it is a training for Dr. Fogel to practice his defense. So you know all of this. It is more for recording. So we are trying to go to Sanibel conference by the whole group. The conference is good for all of us because it gives an opportunity to hear feedback from the colleagues of the same discipline, and because it gives the a little bit simplified way to publish. So all respectful journals are doing peer review, but for sample conference, one peer review is replaced by peers approaching the poster. So it goes a little bit quicker. So in order to go there, each of us needs to do several things. So, and organizers prompt a specific order, although we may want to change it. So first one is to register. Registration doesn't necessarily means payment. It's like promise of payment. Second, submitting abstract. And third one is submitting travel request to NDSU authorities. I will cover it today with slides just in case. They approve it automatically. It means just simplify a way to reimburse expenses in the future. And then there are some other things like booking tickets, preparing your talk, but this is secondary. This is and for those of you who didn't got the awards from Sanibel yet, another opportunity is to prepare application for an award. The chances are not 100% that, but they are pretty high. I will talk to the camera, especially if you are undergraduate. So here are the subjects of the conference, and many of them fit what we do here, like ab initio molecular dynamics and other things. So everything here is taken from conference webpage and attempt to go over. So it's a repetition completely. If you go to the registration website, there is a discount for next 3 days, not November 30th, but December 15th. So for undergraduates, graduates, it's 300. In 4 days it will ramp up. So in the registration there is a way to mention that you pay by check, which means you do not pay until you come. Although organizers of conference consider this saying a little bit differently. So if you check this, if you select this option and then decide not to come, one needs to send them notice in 15 days so that they do not get upset. And then just click complete registration. After they hear about that you have registered, they will send you a link for submitting abstract, but you can see it anyway. There will be no formal connection. You can go here even without registering and just follow this link. They just try to avoid public announcements of this website, so that the system will not be flooded by like 1,000 abstracts from people who are not planning to come. So on this site there will be option to check for 58th Sanibel Symposium. Interestingly, although it is 58th, it's a pretty long age, there will be several people who have attended the #1 meeting. And you can guess that they are not very young. Then there is an opportunity to just set up your account if you are doing it for the first time or use your old. It's not showing here, but there is a quick option to set it up. And then there is just a link to submit, upload and submit the abstract. So it is now I'm talking to the camera. Everyone in the room has already described and reviewed the abstract inside the group, but if you were not on previous meeting and you didn't went through peer editing of abstract, it's a good idea to share with someone and hear the feedback. to improve its presentation. Although most of the abstracts are accepted automatically, it is by submitting an abstract you are building your reputation, because some people read what you submit. So it should be a Word file in a specific format and no more than 1 page. And completing the abstract submission, you are most of us will select poster, but if you are very brave, you can check for oral contributed. And then after proving that you are not a robot, it is submitted. So the reimbursement is most easy done through NDSU, and there is a link. I've got it just from copy pasting from the top of the browser, but I've got it by typing NDSU out of state travel reimbursement, and then it links there. If you click there, it asks for your NDSU credentials. So if you are like working or if you're a student at NDSU, it will be automatic. If not, we'll cooperatively solve for this issue. This is not a big problem. I'm just showing this simplest way. And there at this form, you mention just standard information like your name, department, and there will be a link of advisor. It doesn't mean advisory role, it means a person who will authorize payment. So if you hear from someone about covering reimbursement, then give name of this person there. So the practical aspect of going to the conference is where to stay while there. Well, if you are very busy, famous and established scientist, you may come there just for one night at the time when you present. Or you can, but it is a pleasure to stay there and listen to others. So there is a conference hotel, and there are some enthusiasts from nearby computational group who rented like a 4-bedroom apartment to share, not in the conference hotel, but 1 block away. I think some of you are aware of these people and of this opportunity. So it's free options. You can select something, but this is address of conference hotel, and it's also possible to go to standard like Airbnb or hotels.com and see what is available in vicinity. Just make sure that it is, if you try to be independent and not in the conference hotel, make sure that it is not very far, and inspect if it is on the walking distance. Brandon Disroot, whom many of you know, was trying to be independent and rented a hotel 7 miles away, and then he was practicing biking every day here and there, and got sour muscles for the rest of semester. So this is just typical amount of expenses. If you can make it less, it is a plus, but we shouldn't like look on any penny. It's just typical budget for the travel. And this is a financial coordinator of the department who will take care of processing this thing. And then you just click submit, and after some time you have an email with notice like approved. And after that, there are, well, typically reimbursements are arranged after returning from the conference, but in some special circumstances there could be forward advances from the department. Like the department may use wiring transfer to pay forward the registration or something like this. Okay, I'm done with the thing. So now we can just informally discuss the plans for the semester, and if there will be time, I will provide update just for your curiosity what we did. Especially if you were involved in all activities, there will be no surprises. But if you were joining in the middle or just coming, an update would be interesting. So I have those slides, but not for today. So no more formal program, just informal chatting. Well, many thanks for helping. Many thanks to you and Aaron for helping undergraduate students, and for coming to the class. Probably the time the presentation when you were busy with your own exams. But it is available on recording. You may look and watch and enjoy. You'll distribute the link.
Okay.
And at least one of them has formally requested permission to join the group. Maybe if they come to the smoky room, they will change their opinion. John, if you didn't hear, there was a little fire at the department, and
I know, I hadn't heard that.
So there is consequences, mostly in form of a smoke. And I didn't visit this room, but you told that there is damage to the ceiling, and the firefighters broke the door in order to penetrate.
That sounds like it was pretty serious then.
There was a lot of fear about half a year ago, and a lot of activity. Firefighters were coming after the department, telling that it is not safe enough, and it was a lot of procedures for making it clean, safe, maybe even to excessive measure. So right now, experimental groups do not have right to do any solvent drying in the building.
Okay.
Because, so for all of their pyrophoric things for solvent drying, they need to ride 1.5 miles to a different facility.
That's super handy.
So we are lucky that we are not doing experiment, except Aaron, who is doing a little of experiment exactly at this facility where everything is allowed.
Oh.
Right? Okay. Yeah. So the group meetings in the spring are tentatively scheduled for the same place and same time. So I hope it doesn't interfere with your classes and schedules.
I haven't even registered for classes yet.
Okay. So we will, and maybe they will be joined with Dr. Kivena's group. So like your old friends, Levi and Jabet will join. Oh, maybe only with Jabet,
Yeah.
because Levi is going to Los Alamos for his summer internship starts in January. Yeah. So the other group will be a little outnumbered, and therefore we may do common thing, and schedule will probably represent both groups, but main activity we should plan is first half of semester preparation to Senegal presentations, and second half of semester preparation of proceedings. of Senegal manuscripts. The plan is that each of us will have ready to submit manuscript by last day of April, and we'll review it inside in the group. Those we all will submit by this time, and maybe if some of the manuscripts will induce enthusiasm of everyone, if they will look standing out, we'll try journals of higher impact, which is higher risk, but we may try. Like last year, it went this way. Probably we submitted more higher impact than molecular physics, and most of them did well, right?
Do you have any idea when we'll get more NERSC resources?
I've got an email this Monday that from NERSC administration, like they were telling, we intended to have decision by this Monday, but there were so many applications that we need more time. I hope very much on this resource because it's our main tool. But even if something unpleasant happens, you will aware that NERSC had this scavenger, which is least efficient, but we will not die of starvation. So it allows some minimum to survive for everyone. Well, not for ambitious projects, but for some level of activity. And this time, we need to explore NDSU facilities, and they're powerful. They got new director, so maybe they will become a little better in the way of organization, closer to what used to be in South Dakota. And South Dakota bought new cluster, and they are in the regime of debugging and testing. It's not yet open to the public, but hopefully it will be as powerful. But they have more computational chemists there, so it will be not as free as it was a couple of years ago, where no one except us was using it. I plan to open a little advertising campaign to attract students to computational chemistry course. By now, there is a five people registered, 4 undergraduates and 1 graduate, and it is a little small number. Recently, NDSU accepted policies that if there is not enough registered students, then any course can be closed without boarding. So I will try to send emails and maybe reach through. Well, there is university media, like in the Memorial Union there are displays that can play advertisements, so maybe there. And right now, I think some students are scared off because by mistake the registration information shows too many hours. So it's recorded course, but it shows like two hours, like 4 hours total for lecturing, and 2 labs, 3 hours each. By mistake, our group meetings were recorded as part of the course, and now it looks like spent 10 hours for 3 credits. No. So I probably need to fix it first. But you are very welcome to join and audit. What else is going on?
Nothing comes to mind.
Okay. So you're traveling back at the end of next week?
Yeah.
And coming back on like January 8th?
I don't know, I think
Approximately.
Well, I think I might drive back Christmas weekend, and then drive back in the middle of the week, because all the holidays are conveniently on the weekend. So I might just kind of travel back and forth throughout the end of December and January.
You stay here in city. Do you have any plans
Not
to visit
really.
your friends in different?
Not really.
Okay. John, how busy is your schedule? Do you have any events that require your major attention?
Not
Not that I request much of your time. Just
no. I don't think so. I mean, most of the family stuff we'll end up doing will be around Sioux Falls this year, so we won't have to do a lot of traveling anymore for the holidays. So.
Okay. So, did you found answer between Fatima and you about the amount of data points of couplings? Like, should it be 3 or 4?
Well, looking at some of the other directories, it only lists 3 K points for dispersion. So the fact that it's calculating 3 coupling files, I think, should be correct.
Okay. I would think there should be 16 or whatever, 4 minus 1 times 4 divided by 2 for the upper diagonal for each to each. But whatever is going on, to have the transitions between different K points. But any activity in this direction is very novel, and we do not have much competitors because everyone fears it.
Yeah. So I mean, the way I'm understanding it is, there's at least the 3 sets of coupling, and I'm assuming it's for each specific K point. But I'll have to go through and look at the script some more and see if it's doing something else.
If it is this way, then it will be relaxation under momentum conservation. Which is not the case in open systems, where momentum can go away.
Right. So I'll try to read through that script in more detail and find out what's going on.
Okay. So, did we have? If anyone needs to go, there is nothing urgent. We are just socializing on science-related things. Are there any? Does anyone needs to leave? So, while Aaron was helping undergraduate students, we faced some additional challenges. You know about them better. Let me verbalize as I understand them, and you give more details. So the idea was to practice nuclear reorganization to parameterize Marcus theory for transition metal doping in the quantum dot. But major challenge that everything goes so long, and another challenge that there are too many states that are very close in energy. Like if you, there are several excited states, and it's not clear which of them will, upon your reorganization, will be the lowest one. Can you just share your vision? My major take-home message was that it is hard.
Well, which system are we talking about?
Manganese doped
The doped
perovskite,
one?
yes.
Oh, so yeah, I think the model that I showed you initially was just not optimized enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I optimized it more, and that dropped the energy by about 4 eV.
Mm-hmm.
So I have that model. I have a single point for a spin flip transition.
One
And
spin flip.
One spin flip. So it's, I promoted one of the alpha to beta excited state.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm just waiting.
Without excitation, just spin flip in the ground state. One way,
Yes.
one
yes.
way and up down without fairway.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, or no, I did do fairway. I didn't change and up down.
Okay. So you did fairway and didn't try and up down.
Right. Well, what I did is I did fairway for spin alpha, and I just removed one electron.
Mm-hmm.
And I did fair do and just added one electron.
Okay.
Would that be a spin flip transition?
Yes, and it is expected that the same result can be achieved just by changing the n up down key and not using fairway at all.
Yeah, I guess.
By some reason, it converges quicker.
Yeah, that is true. It did. I had to set it at and just do 10 steps, or else it just wouldn't converge.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. So I guess I can do.
Because when you request only an up down to change, then WASP has freedom to have fractional occupations, like Fermi distribution, and have like 0.1 electron on one orbital and like 0.9 on another one. It just counts for total spin polarization, and it allows to relax quicker.
I guess I'll have to redo that calculation then, just to get a better result. But then, yeah, now I'm just waiting for spin flip to GM. So, spin flipped model to do optimization.
Okay.
And then, yeah, it's been waiting for a couple of days as I wanted, because I think Corey's been up and down the last couple of days, hasn't it? Or seems like
I
there's
guess
been
I
some
submitted
problems
some
with
jobs. I have been waiting for like 5 days.
yeah, Corey's
Still
been
not really.
not working as smoothly lately, so things have been waiting.
So if you switch or run in parallel the NDSU cluster, we need to cooperatively arrange an options that we will run from the same directory. They may not allow us to practice the same thing to running from the same account as we did before, although I find it very comfortable. I don't know about you. Then we can about and the helping each other and sharing data is much easier if we all have shared space. So like if someone has private projects not to share, it can be done in personal account, but many things we do cooperatively, and it's much easier to have the same set of scripts that we can share in a centralized way. And if we need to cooperate on one of the projects, instead of passing large amount of data, we just share the link and able to run in the same directory. So if we try to switch to NDSU facility, they may resist this practice. We need to come with this all united and request it. Maybe they will not allow to share password for one account, but they may do thing similar to Google Docs. Everyone with members of the group will have a space where only we can access it or start jobs from. And then if it can be arranged, then we'll transfer all scripts there and try to use it. So it will not be more powerful than NERSC, but if you have eggs in different baskets, maybe it will speed up our calculations. Good. Did you like the knowledge transfer session that we organized a couple in the semester, or it was not very useful?
It was useful for me.
Huh?
It was useful for me.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure that there will be such sessions in the spring semester, but we may try to repeat it in next fall. Okay. Well, if there are other, John, do you have anything to share with everyone to discuss? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, if no, then many thanks for your efforts through the semester. We may have more meetings, but no guarantee. Just in case, happy holiday time, and have a nice break and accumulate enough strength for the next semester. Okay, I'm just going off record, and everyone is free to adjourn.